And welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You're all much larger than I expected. But that's all right. We'll have a delightful time here at my pale and lovely place. I'm much younger than I look. And I'd ask you to please remember that. You arrived in the middle of my wish. I was longing to sit up straight, to be well fed, to make it. I was hoping for a new batch of organs, and in you walk. With your eyes all open, and your hands busy at work. And you join me for a moment in silence. And you draw it out of me through the silent pleading and labored indifference. You dredge these pearls of wisdom. Here. 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 And here. We're all of us, ladies and gentlemen, the victims of a deadly, deadly game. But at least it's a game.
And who am I to invent a game and ask all of you to play once the door is closed?
I'm your host. Along with all of you, welcoming our neighbors to this pale and lovely place.
Do we know how to move?
Good.
Do we run? Do we know how to get home? Do we run?
My pale and lovely place warmly receives guests, invited or not. All are welcome here. Yes, even the bad are here among us. And all have come with the intention of staying. Here, if they could, they would stay. All of you would stay. Of course you would.
We have a wonderful opportunity before us this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Tonight, we can make history, alter the course of our own lives, and be remembered for a very long time. It's a special deal, an arrangement I've made, a covenant I struck to stir things up a bit, add a new flavor to the stew, and make the world a better place, not just for the children, but for all of us. What could this be, you ask? You wonder. You don't know. Yes, what exactly exactly is this covenant, this special deal, and how, you're wondering, can you get your hands on it? Well, it's just that, a deal. It's a give and take. In exchange for a rather hefty sum from the deepest of my pockets, I earned the honor of standing here before you and offering you an ale for what cures you. And by that, of course, I mean a cure for what ails you. It is my privilege, ladies and gentlemen, to offer you the covenant. It's a short list of rules, instructions, formulations for being and behavior that give you, if you join, if you sign, if you buy, immediate and unlimited access to this place. I'll read them to you, we'll play with them, and then you decide if you want to join. Your choice. They are short and to the point. They are regular beyond measure. And they will follow you if you leave them behind. As valuable as they are to me, they're freely yours as well. Offered in the spirit of the season, of the times, of all time. Pass them on if you like, but master them first. And while we're still here, let's hope for the best. What have we got to lose? What have you got to lose? Whoa. My pale and lovely place. You know, much of what I will say is perfectly reasonable. Most of the rest of it is designed for local color. A springboard towards empathy, fascination of youth, and a show of strength. As we move along, I encourage you to listen to yourselves. Follow a road paved only if more limbs are fed than not. Strangle yourselves slightly. For as we progress, there will be fewer and fewer chances to escape tyranny. As I see it, we all have a calling. A wandering, fruitless calling to run for cover while we can. Believe me, I'm sure of it. Forgive me for a lack of a more formal introduction. But there simply wasn't time. Nor, frankly, was there one to offer. And yet you listen. We all listen for some glimmer of hope. Something to bring home. I understand, really I do. And let me tell you why. I was born a happy, naked boy, no bigger than I am today. The product of my parents' love, and love me still they may. But here I am, alone, so happy, floating free through space. You're welcome now to join me in this pale and lovely place. Do you see how easy it is? Woo! How very easy some of this can be, ladies and gentlemen. Just play along. No need to get up. Try your best. Here's a little story for you. And a great introduction to your first rule in the covenant. Rule number 101. Chase the things that run away. I was approached by a young man last week. A boy, really. He couldn't have been more than this tall. And he had simply the most darling, pale, drawn, and gaunt little body. And he was looking for his mother, which I thought was a lovely notion, quite a gesture, really, for so young a person. Well, no sooner had he asked me if I'd seen his mother, than he took off like a well-thrown dart, and I simply had to take up the chase. I was intrigued, you see, by the fervent aliveness of this little man, and the way his hair hung so strangely over his wide eyes. He was running, as I said, perhaps away from me, or another as yet unseen pursuer. Perhaps he was running after his mother. Maybe he'd seen her out of the corner of his eye as we were talking. Or lastly, perhaps he just decided to go for a little run. A playful dash through traffic. He is a little boy, after all.